Every silence begins long before we notice it. Everything I present in this episode comes from public records, official reports, and documented inquiries. This is not an accusation against any individual, office, or government. It is an attempt to understand a pattern that keeps returning. This is not the story of accidents, but of the moments when the accident could have been stopped, of the people who sensed something was wrong, of the voices that were not heard, and of the homes whose doors remain quiet to this day. We are not looking at the event. We are looking at the mindset that makes the event repeat. Tonight, we measure the true cost of silence. Silence travels faster than fire. Somewhere, a file was left open, and we didn't read it. Before every disaster, there is a moment that tries to warn us. Not a scream, not a siren, just a faint sound. The sound we don't want to hear. Tonight, I bring that sound forward. That sound which many of us sensed but refused to acknowledge. Tonight, I do not call any man, any office. Tonight, I bring silence itself before the court. A voice rose, but silence rose higher. That was the first warning. We ignored it. Maharashtra, a fire broke out. Uttar Pradesh, breaths failed. West Bengal, a flyover fell. Andhra Pradesh, the air turned poisonous. Odisha, the track bent. Delhi, a building became a trap. And Gujarat, a bridge split apart. Warnings were raised. Voices were heard, but not listened to. Truth breaks before bridges do. And this was only the beginning. Kamala Mills, Maharashtra. Paths blocked. Wiring overheating. Reply, work will stop. Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. Oxygen shortage reported. Clearance pending. Kolkata, West Bengal. Load test required. Deadline approaching. Vizag, Andhra Pradesh. Smell reported. Audit delayed. Balasore, Odisha. Point machine issue noted. Work postponed. Mundka, Delhi. Safety compliance pending. Business will suffer. Morbi, Gujarat. People said the bridge is shaking. Event scheduled. Testing skipped. 7 cities, 7 warnings, 7 silences. Where voices stop, mistakes repeat. Every file has a heartbeat, but no one listened for it. Silence grows where fear is rewarded. Our habit is this: we speak the truth only when danger stands at the door. The truth is, they spoke, but fear, pressure, loneliness slowly choke a voice. In our society, speaking truth requires a price. We do not learn from mistake alone. We learn from being heard. Fear files itself, and silence signs the final page. A culture of silence does not appear. It is built. This is not a problem of one state. It is the psychology of silence. Where listening stops, truth becomes unbearable. And when truth is unbearable, silence becomes comfortable. Some files are written in ink and some in exhaustion. Now I tell you a story that is not past tense. It is happening now. Across the country, SIR, the Special Intensive Revision, is underway. paper checks, record verification, door-to-door data. But the heaviest burden falls on the ground level. Early morning, a man writes in a logbook. A deadline stalks him. He is our BLO, the block level officer. These people do not choose silence. They speak. Work heavy, time short, stress rising. But the answers they get are, work will stop. Don't make trouble. You will suffer for speaking. A person doesn't become silent, they are made silent. Silence is not born. Silence is taught. 7 files are history now, but the SIR file is still open and still being written. Time keeps moving, even when accountability doesn't. This tragedy is not over, it is unfolding. And when a BLO falls, the news becomes a single line. Behind that line, a voice was raised and ignored. I am not against process. Process matters. Work matters. But the burden falls downward, and the listening does not rise. If ground voices are not given space, today's pain becomes tomorrow's history. I say this not as a narrator, but as a citizen who has seen silence too closely. And silence always finds the weakest shoulder. Silence reflects us back to ourselves. We have all seen something, and many times, and we have become the shield that chooses silence. What is happening now is not new. It is an old story with a new chapter. 7 memories, 7 cities, 1 question. How long will our silence last? Because silence survived every warning. The path was blocked. Oxygen was low. The bridge was tired. A smell was noticed. A machine was failing. A building incomplete. A bridge trembling. A voice rose. Silence rose higher. Accidents do not bow to warnings, only to action. And action delayed is action denied. Silence has no borders. This is not an Indian problem. This is a human problem. Silence speaks the same language everywhere, and humanity keeps paying for it. Some truths whisper until they break. Accidents do not stop when systems fail. They stop when societies stop failing. Raising a voice is not a favor. It is a duty. An empty chair remains, and it asks, why was the voice not raised then? The real question is not why the accident happened, but will we be silent again? A voice rose, but it was not heard. Where truth finds space, change arrives quietly. And change begins the moment listening does. Tonight, we recognized silence, the one enemy that never announces itself. In the next episode, we reveal its true face. Every story ends where responsibility begins. Silence does not protect us. Silence waits. Silence prepares. Silence returns. One file still lies open, the file of our voice. The file was open then, and it is open now. Silence prepares us for the next disaster unless we learn to interrupt it.